Na, 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 na. This place is jumping off hard as it can get. No, we won't ever stop dancing on the edge. We like it dangerous, we like to see you split. Turn up another notch, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Right now, 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 right now. Got a real good feeling, got a real good feeling, like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling, like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. Right now, 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 right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling, got a real good feeling, like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, got a real good feeling, like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Solana because, guys, overnight, Solana and Ethereum have had massive breakouts, and currently, Bitcoin finds itself in the middle of what is known as a diamond top formation. This pattern is the pattern that you see happen quite a bit at the top of a market, and it also coincides with something that we call a rounding top formation. Could this be the end of the Bitcoin rally? Could we be about to see a correction pulling us all the way down to $42,000 or $43,000 where we find support on things like the Fibonacci and some of our moving averages? Or is Ethereum and Solana and Cardano, all three of these cryptocurrencies, are they about to have corrections following their massive rallies over the last week, Ethereum and Solana over the last 24 hours, and see that momentum move into Bitcoin and cause a rally higher? We're going to talk about all of that and more. We have some news to cover in today's video, as well as some on-chain metrics and data that we want to bring to your attention. But before we get to all of that, I have to introduce my friends, who I must start with is TA Tim. Welcome, TA Tim. How are you doing?
I think the lower third says something different, but that's okay because it will be changed. Guys, I went for the trifecta today. Got my Under Armour hat, got my Under Armour shirt, got my body armor. This flavor today is watermelon, but it's trash. Body armor, you need to do better.
What about the underwear? Is it Under Armour?
It's very disappointing because watermelon is like one of the best flavors for most things in life. But this one sucks. What you asked? Sorry.
I said, what about the underwear? Is it Under Armour?
That's for Taylor to know.
Okay. We're also joined, as always, by Smay. How are you doing, Smay?
Hello.
Taylor is his wife, by the way. Don't get any ideas.
Your mic not working?
Hello.
Is your mic not working?
No.
Smay doesn't need a mic. Oh, come on.
Not again.
Smay.
No way. There's
Bro,
no way.
there is no way you broke another mic. He didn't
It
break
can't
the
break.
mic.
It's just
a
not
joke.
working.
Don't even joke about that. All right.
Oh my.
Is it not working? Well, we shall figure it out.
Oh my.
That is really funny. I don't know what's going on with our tech guys. Please pray for our technology. That's okay. Smay has a blanket on him. It looks good.
It's not a blanket.
It's not a blanket. What is it?
Can you point your mic towards me?
Is it a scarf?
Oh, you want the?
Yeah. It's a poncho, guys. It's
it is.
It's from Peru. My sister.
That is really cool.
My sister-in-law and her husband, which is my brother, they went to a trip to Peru. She's actually Peruvian, and she got me. This is actually alpaca fur.
Yo,
So
that's
this
pretty
is
dope.
actually from Peru. It's pretty dope. It's pretty cool. Yep.
Blue alpacas. They make those? Blue alpacas. How about that, guys? We got some blue alpacas up in the chat. Drop a 1 if you like alpacas. Guys, we got a lot to talk about. We're not going to hold off any longer. We're going to go ahead and jump on over to our chart. As you guys know, Bitcoin has been having trouble keeping it up over the last couple of weeks. It has been moving into what you might call a rounding top formation. We can see that the market has started to slow down. We rallied all the way up to $50,000 and broke it briefly on my birthday, August the 23rd. It was a great birthday gift, but unfortunately, birthdays only last a day. And over the next 10 days, Bitcoin has been moving slightly to the downside. Now, there's a couple of very bullish things that we need to pay attention to on Bitcoin. Number one, there is bullish bullish RSI divergence showing up on the daily chart, as we can see with our uptrend right here and our downtrend right here on the RSI. That is a very important data point because RSI divergence is very rarely ignored, and I would be surprised if it was in this case. What we also can see is that the MACD is bearish right now, quite a bit bearish, but at any moment, if Bitcoin starts to go into pretty much any kind of rally, as you would expect from this bullish RSI divergence, then we're likely going to see a reversal on the histogram down here, which would be very bullish indeed. What we can also see is that our volume is pretty low, and as you guys already know, Bitcoin is in a symmetrical triangle pattern, which we can see more clearly down on the 4-hourly chart. We have talked about that at length over the last couple of weeks. This this ascending triangle pattern right here we'll likely see Bitcoin move and have a breakout in the next week or so, but it doesn't look like it has happened just yet. But the thing that we're concerned about here is actually none of that. There are many reasons to be bullish on Bitcoin right now. I don't want to discount that. We're going to talk about some actual all-time high on-chain metrics here in a little bit, such as the total valuation of transferred Bitcoin. We've actually seen that reach an all-time 7-daily high. We're going to get to that a little bit later. There are bullish things going on Bitcoin, but to the titles point, I want to go ahead and show you this pattern. It's one that you don't see show up very often, but when it does, you should pay attention to it. If we take a look on the 4-hourly chart, it'll be more obvious. We can draw a level of resistance, more specifically, an uptrending level of resistance here on Bitcoin on the 4-hourly from the 9th of August all the way to the 23rd of August, and then we can see that there is a downtrending level of resistance from the 23rd of August until today. We can also see that there is an uptrending level of support from the 19th of August until today, and there was a downtrending level of support here in between the 14th of August and the 19th of August. For anyone who has been doing technical analysis for a while, you will recognize this as what is known as a diamond pattern, and these are normally topping out formations. In fact, it's been so long since I've seen a diamond pattern that I completely forgot about this, and I was looking for other patterns, and then I looked at it and I'm like, wait a second. That's a diamond top formation. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. The last time that I saw a diamond top formation was all the way back here at the top when Bitcoin hit $65,000, and frankly, it wasn't even that good of a diamond top formation. It technically was, but it wasn't the most appealing diamond top formation, you might say. As you can see, there was a downtrending level of resistance and an uptrending level of resistance, and then a downtrending level of support and an uptrending level of support. That was, technically speaking, a diamond top formation, although the market was moving sideways into it instead of to the upside into it, so there's a bit of debate there. The point is, diamond top formations don't happen anywhere near as often as something like a symmetrical triangle or an ascending triangle or a wedge, but when they do show up, just like RSI divergence, you want to pay very close attention to them because it actually is a pattern that is followed quite often. You can see back here on Bitcoin back in April and May, once we did follow through with this diamond top formation, we did have the correction that it would be predicting, because remember, diamond top formations are reversal signals. Now, you might be wondering, if a diamond top formation is basically a glorified symmetrical triangle pattern, which it is, then why would it predict that you're going to reverse when a symmetrical triangle pattern predicts you're going to move to the upside? Well, the funny thing is, there's actually not a lot of rhyme or reason to why certain patterns do what they do, other than they always have. You know, when you look back on trends, you want to pay close attention to what causes the trend, but at the same time, what's really important there is looking for a correlation and saying, hey, every single time X happens, Y seems to follow with a certain probability. Of course, if you can find a certain causation, such as the stock-to-flow ratio goes up on Bitcoin and then the Bitcoin price goes up because of supply and demand economics, if you can find a causal link there, then that's fantastic. But there's actually a lot of things in technical analysis that there isn't really a causal reason that it does what it does. It's just probabilities based on historical data. For example, diamond top formations based on historical data typically break to the downside if you were moving to the upside into them. They are traditionally reversal patterns. So, as I said, there are quite a few reasons to be bullish on Bitcoin, but now we have this glaring diamond top formation on Bitcoin. Are we going to see a correction following the diamond top formation, or is everything else going to lead to a big rally on Bitcoin and push us back up above $50,000? Tim, I know you've been doing a lot of technical analysis this morning, and so have I. Where do you think Bitcoin is heading? Are we going to break 50K, or are we going to start pulling down into the low 40s?
When I was doing my prep this morning and I saw, so just so you guys know behind the scenes, we have lots of documents going. We have a planning document. I actually just started notes for TA.
I can show it while you're talking, actually.
Yeah, you can talk about that. But here's the thing. So when I saw what Jeb put into the document, I was like, holy crap, let me go look at this real quick. And I saw it and I was like, oh, poop.
Yeah, seriously.
That is there.
Yeah.
Now, I will be forthright with you guys. Diamond tops are not one of my big things I understand in TA. You know, I'm learning TA slowly but surely. I'm learned a lot. That's one of the things I do not have a lot of research on. So as far as what Jeb is saying there, he is the authority there. I don't know the history of diamond tops. I don't know when all they happen and when they don't happen and how often. You know, is it a 70% break? Is it lower than that? Is it higher than that? However, I kind of in the same boat that maybe a lot of other people are kind of in. They're like, hey, like, yes, I guess that's technically a diamond top, but it's also a cumulative triangle that is
Ascending triangle, you mean?
Symmetrical?
Symmetrical.
Symmetrical triangle.
Yeah,
sorry.
true.
A
Yeah.
symmetrical triangle pattern, which usually breaks as a continuation pattern in the direction that it was coming into.
Yep.
We obviously came into it with bullish momentum, so why won't we do it bullish? Jeb and I talked about it. I still think, and I think Jeb still thinks, that we're going to be seeing this break bullish. It is just something we have to keep our eye on, and that's why sometimes you hear, I think sometimes people get the wrong idea about technical analysts when they say could go up, could go down. They have their opinion, and they'll usually tell your opinion. I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that. And I think for the most part, Jeb does a good job of telling you, hey guys, it could go up, could go down. Here's what I think is going to happen, and here's why. But the reason why he says could go up or could go down is because he doesn't want... we're not going to be so prideful that we just stick to our guns and then just if we're wrong, and don't even talk about it. We want to let you guys know before we're wrong that if we were wrong, this is the reason we were wrong, so that you guys can make your own decisions about that. So I believe that this pattern is more of a symmetrical triangle pattern that's going to be breaking to the upside. On the off chance it breaks down, this would help explain to people why it did that.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean it's 100%. It doesn't mean it's for sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, so here's the thing, guys, and this is why I actually named the video around this diamond top formation, because I think that there's this trend in cryptocurrency YouTube and cryptocurrency media, and by the way, I don't think it's a bad trend. I think that this is perfectly fine. This is a way of disseminating information and getting people to pay attention. I'm not bashing this trend, but there is certainly a trend in cryptocurrency around saying, boom, there is this one pattern, and we need to pay very close attention to it. True. But sometimes when we do that, then what we end up doing is we put far too much emphasis on one pattern and we don't take a holistic point of view. So what we're going to be doing for the rest of the stream is looking at Ethereum and Cardano. And if we have time, we're going to be looking at Solana, which is up 25% today. We're going to be looking at some on-chain metrics because we have some things that we need to talk about there. And we're going to get a holistic point of view because I think having a full, broad understanding of what's going on in the cryptocurrency market is incredibly important because it's very easy to tunnel vision on one thing and forget what you are doing because you're so caught up on that one indicator or chart formation that seems so exciting because it's novel. For example, we haven't talked about diamond top formations very often here on the channel because they don't happen very often. So it's very easy for us to get caught up on them and give them more emphasis than we should just because they're novel. We're going to be talking about a lot more in this stream, but if you're enjoying this stream, you should subscribe. And the reason is because this channel is designed to bring you the highest quality educational and entertaining content possible while bringing it with integrity and humility, giving you the bullish and the bearish. We try and make sure that we're not misleading you guys in any way, shape, or form. We want to make sure you guys are as profitable as possible because I have seen the cryptocurrency market change my life. It's changed Tim's life. It's changed Smay's life. It's changed everybody's life here on the team. And we truly believe that what we are doing here is going to help you change your life. Subscribe to the channel and like the video if you haven't already for that reason. And also, let's see if we can't get all the way up to 750 likes here in the next couple of minutes. Before we continue, though, we have a ton of super chats, and we just had more people join the membership program. I want to give a massive shout out to all of our members. We actually have several members that have joined at the highest tier, Jebi Grandmaster. Thank you guys so very much. Hashtag Jebi Knights in the chat. I very much appreciate our community, guys. The community around this channel is what makes it great. We have such an amazing following, and without you guys, obviously, we would not be here. So thank you very much. We have a ton of new perks coming for the membership program in the future. A lot of you guys that have joined, you're going to be getting all of your coffee mugs and all of that stuff delivered to you relatively soon. So make sure to stay tuned for all of that. Check out the membership program with the join button below the like button if you are interested in supporting the channel. Tim, let's go ahead and read some super chats.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We got one from Joseph Topper saying, if Bitcoin stays on stock to flow, this is a great point. We were talking about this a little before the stream.
Yes.
If Bitcoin stays on stock to flow for the next decade, will top alts continue to outperform it? I want to know if I should start pushing towards Bitcoin after this cycle's bull run.
Well, the thing is, Bitcoin... No, I don't think that the... Repeat the question really quickly just so I can...
If Bitcoin stays on the stock to flow ratio for the next decade, will the top altcoins continue to outperform it? So Ethereum and Cardano at the moment are outperforming Bitcoin.
Okay.
I want to know if I should start pushing towards Bitcoin after this cycle's bull run.
I think that we probably are going to see Cardano continue to outperform Bitcoin. Cardano's doubled on its Bitcoin comparative in the last 40 days. I don't know if it's going to continue that trend in the short term. In the long term, though, I definitely think it will because I think Cardano has a lot to bring to the table, and so too does Ethereum. However, here's the thing you have to realize. Ethereum and Cardano are going to cannibalize each other's market capitalization. Bitcoin is the one and only cryptocurrency that people invest in because of its scarcity. So it has an absolute monopoly, if you will, on that market. It's got a corner on that market, you might say. I think that Ethereum and Cardano are going to slightly outperform Bitcoin. They have for a very long time. However, Bitcoin is not designed to be the highest performing asset. That's not why people invest in it. People invest in Bitcoin as the backbone of their cryptocurrency investment portfolio because Bitcoin is far more predictable, believe it or not, than most of the altcoins, just because altcoins are so unpredictable. And also, quite frankly, Ethereum and Cardano, one of them could end up capitulating to the other, and then there only being one of them, and your investment in the one that fails could go belly up. That's not going to happen to Bitcoin. At least it doesn't look like that on the horizon. By the way, it doesn't look like that for Ethereum or Cardano either. Yeah. But Bitcoin is designed to be it's not designed to, but it's best used as the backbone for an investment portfolio. There's nothing wrong with investing in altcoins. I'm heavily invested in them. My personal rule is I like to keep 50% of my investment portfolio in Bitcoin or more. Don't always follow that. I try to, but that's just my rule, but that might be helpful for you.
Okay. Edward Hess said smash the likes.
Heck yeah, that's a good idea.
Matt C. New office, day 2. Today's lunch, courtesy of my Solana holdings.
Hey.
A good lesson on why it's important to diversify into top projects.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We're actually going to be making an afternoon video today on Solana, so drop a 1 in chat if you were looking forward to that. There's been a massive breakout on Solana. Yeah. I know you guys are interested in hearing about that.
Wayne Kerr just wanted to stop in and say, I love you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see here. Brandon Johnston said, symmetrical triangle is right in line with Wyckoff accumulation. Use the 4-hourly chart. I'm seeing a breakout in the next 4 to 5 days. What are your thoughts? So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's directed.
What are your thoughts, Tim?
Man, I agree with you. The one thing I would say is, and I'm not saying that I don't think that that's going to happen. The one thing I'm saying is when you make the statement is right in line with the accumulation phase, man, we are potentially at the tail end of phase E on accumulation phase. We're just in a good rally right now. I think it's probably pretty hard to use the accumulation phase to really dictate what is happening in the price action right now. I think the next time we can use Wyckoff is if we start to see, which some people think we are, I disagree, is if we start to put ourselves into a distribution phase. That's the next time that we want to probably be using Wyckoff. Again, I can do it in a different video, but like the way Wyckoff says it works is you're going to constantly see these slopes. I guess I'm doing it backwards for you guys. These slopes. So could this be the slope? Potentially. I don't think so for a lot of other reasons outside of just what Wyckoff is talking about. But I agree with the argument that accumulation triangles, or sorry, symmetrical triangle patterns, are a part of Wyckoff's accumulation phase. But the thing is, I think we just played the accumulation phase out. I don't know if that is still a factor in what's going to be happening in the price action.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and pause on the super chats really quickly because we need to continue through our content here. Let's go ahead and move on to Ethereum. We will get to all of those here in just a second. Thank you guys so much for your support. Tim, you were the one doing the analysis on Ethereum this morning.
Yes.
So do you kind of want to introduce what we're looking at here?
Okay, yeah, great stuff. So I started out, I started on the daily chart, went through everything. What I have in my notes, just so you guys are aware, I have my kind of toolbox of, hey, check all these things. What are my notes on those things? If it's nothing really happening, I just leave it kind of blank. And then is it a bullish sentiment or is it a bearish sentiment? So I'm assuming, Jeb, you're on the chart.
Yeah, well, I was on the chart. I'm actually showing them your notes right now.
The first thing that I really saw break off is because we talked about this yesterday. And again, not to toot my own horn, but this is what I discussed.
Yep.
Is that we had seen Bitcoin and Cardano mostly leading the pack, but Bitcoin was right behind it in second place. But we had seen Ethereum kind of falling behind. Mm-hmm. Well, we broke bullish out of the ascending triangle way sooner than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be a couple more days, but this is what I was predicting, was that it was just Ethereum's time in the limelight. And sure enough, that's what we saw happen yesterday. As far as the RSI, Jeb, you're
Yeah, I'm showing it.
We need to see it kind of finish out. But we're looking at a bullish breakout of RSI divergence.
On daily?
On the daily chart. Yep, I'm talking about the daily chart. So that's bullish for now. There's also a chance, though, if you're looking at it. So when I was doing the technical analysis on it, it's kind of hard to read a little bit on the daily chart because there's actually signs, and I'm thinking that we've already played out the bearish part of it, but there was some bearish RSI divergence that like I said, I think we've played that out already, but we are definitely developing bullish RSI divergence, and that would kind of explain the breakout we have currently.
Yeah, you guys, just really quickly, he's talking about this right here. I believe you're talking about between August the 6th and August the 16th?
Yes.
Yes. No, I think that's already played out, but it's definitely important to note.
Well, and what I think is even cooler, it continued to talk about formations, though, with Ethereum.
Yep.
Is we were obviously in a ascending triangle pattern, flat top of resistance. But it looks like, based off this breakout, I want to see it finish, because at the moment I'm looking at the daily chart, that green candlestick is not finished, obviously.
Yep.
I want to see that happen. Maybe even go down to the 4-hourly chart and look what's happening there. But it looks like we changed our ascending triangle pattern into an ascending wedge, which for the next little bit is a bullish sign. It is going to be a bearish sign eventually as we play further into that ascending wedge. However, for right now, that is a bullish move. But what I think is really, really cool about what's happening with Ethereum, even more so what I was talking about yesterday, is go real quick, Jeb, to the Ethereum over Bitcoin.
Okay.
I think I have it drawn up there.
Yep.
So just like we talked about yesterday, so just so you guys know, that breakout that we have written there was not happening yesterday. Yesterday, we were sitting, oh man, where were we? Somewhere right around here when we were talking about, we were sitting on the top side. We were like literally on the top of that resistance.
Yep.
Ethereum over Bitcoin, we just had a massive breakout of a descending wedge. This is even more so to saying, hey guys, this is Ethereum's time to shine. This thing is really cool. Jeb, I can hand off the rest to you. Those are my big things.
No, that's great.
Have lots of other notes, but I'm gonna let you kind of take.
Fantastic. Yeah. So guys, everything that he just said is great. One of the things I want to add to what he just said actually is that you guys might not know this, but you can actually draw formations on the RSI in the same way that you can draw symmetrical triangle patterns and wedges and ascending triangle patterns and everything on the chart. You can draw the same thing on the RSI. And one of the things that I saw while Tim was talking there is that there's actually a descending wedge that showed up on the daily chart Ethereum US dollar RSI that broke bullish. It broke bullish because it's a descending wedge, and descending wedges typically break bullish because wedges break in the opposite direction that they're pointing. So if you look at the RSI on Ethereum's daily chart, then we actually see that there's a bullish wedge that is breaking to the upside. Another thing to be looking at on Ethereum is the fact that we are currently about to see a bullish MACD cross on ETHUSD, and as he was talking about over on ETHBTC, we saw a big breakout there, and at the same time, we have seen a bullish cross on ETHBTC. By the way, one of the reasons that not one of the reasons, the reason that I think Ethereum has had this big rally on Ethereum over BTC is because we saw a correction on Bitcoin. At the same time, we saw a rally on Ethereum. You add those two together, so the Ethereum BTC chart looks extremely bullish. The Ethereum BTC chart and any BTC comparatives you have to be a little bit careful with because, believe it or not, Bitcoin is far more volatile than the US dollar. You wouldn't think it, but it is. And the Bitcoin market could be a little bit crazy. But the fact is, you can find very accurate charts here. One of the charts I love is the Bitcoin over Bitcoin chart. Do we have a cricket sound effect for that one? No? Okay, cool. Anyway, guys, Ethereum right now is doing very, very well. I personally think that Ethereum is going to continue breaking to the upside. Yeah. One of the things in our notes is that there is almost no resistance above us now. We're sitting at $34,800. Excuse me, $3,480. I'm sitting there thinking about Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin so much. You can see it's just sitting on top of my mind. We're sitting at $3,480. There's almost no VPVR resistance above us, and I believe the only Fibonacci resistance above us is the actual 78.6%. But also one of the things I do want to point out here, which I actually forgot about, I'm glad I drew this because I just remembered this. Ethereum is actually right in the golden pocket right now.
Yes.
That is very important because I meant to talk about this on Bitcoin as well. If we look on Bitcoin, there is a golden pocket of resistance on Bitcoin sitting above us between $51,000 and $52,000. You can see that we have this over here in our notes right there. But Ethereum is actually in a very similar position. It's sitting right here in that golden pocket. Now, if you guys don't know what the golden pocket is, it is a region between 61.8% and 65% retracement on a Fibonacci. Fibonacci retracement is based on the Fibonacci sequence, which is 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. I can keep going because I'm a math nerd, but nevertheless, it's based on that. You take the difference between those numbers, you get ratios, and then those ratios tend to be very accurate, and people use them in their technical analysis. The golden pocket is almost always where the market is going to retrace to, or in this case, recover to. And a lot of times it can be very difficult for the market to break through this. In fact, this is such a critical level right now, and I'm probably going to make a whole video dedicated to this, to be honest with you, because if we look at the previous market, the previous bear market on Bitcoin, oftentimes Bitcoin would rally right up into the golden pocket. The golden pocket is right here. That's this level right there. Notice how we rallied perfectly into it. If we look sideways here, guess what? We rallied perfectly into the golden pocket. The golden pocket oftentimes is where the market will recover to before it stops if that market is not going to continue. If you break above the golden pocket, then a lot of times you can expect to set new highs because you really have well and truly broken all resistance. Right now, that golden pocket is incredibly important, and the fact that Ethereum hasn't broken farther out of its ascending triangle pattern just yet, even though it has high volume, I think is because of that golden pocket sitting right above us, and we're going to pay close attention to that because if Ethereum can get above...
What has high volume?
Ethereum has relatively high volume down on the hourly chart.
It's still crazy low because there was a comment about that.
It's very low, but on the hourly chart it is.
Yeah, in terms of if we just compared the last week, it's an uptick in volume, still very low. But to me, Jeb, that's a sign of just not a lot of bears or bulls making a lot of movement. So
Agreed.
It didn't take much volume to see a massive uprise because... There's no bears going.
There's no trading going on right now. Yeah, absolutely right. But one of the things that I want us to, we want to make sure that we're paying attention to volume because, so here's how you need to look at volume. You need to look at volume not as an absolute, but as a ratio. The volume over the last several hours almost quadrupled. Now, the volume's very low, but compared to where it was, it's up 300% almost. That is what's really important here, is that the volume has increased so much. Now, relative to what we saw, several months ago, it is still very, very low, but relative to where it was 4 days ago, it is very high. So that's what you need to pay attention to with volume. Look at it relatively, not absolutely, because out here on the daily chart, yes, the volume is very low. Relatively speaking, though, if you zoom in here, even on the daily chart, it has doubled over the last couple of days. So that's what's important here. The fact is we don't see very high volume, but it is relatively speaking higher. We want to see volume on breakouts, but the reason that we haven't seen a ton of volume, I think, is the exact same reason that we haven't seen Ethereum break really strongly above this 3350 level that it broke yesterday, and that's because it has a golden pocket right above it. And by the way, because I think the cryptocurrency market is a lot more interested in NFTs and smaller cap altcoins like Polkadot and Solana, which are both up 25% today. I think that's where a lot of the interest is in, and I also think a lot of that interest is going to be, I think the majority of it is going to stay in those altcoins, but some of it, some of the profits from those altcoins are going to start flowing back into Bitcoin and Ethereum as time goes on. Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and read some chat.
Super chats. We got.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Do you have a microphone? You want me to swing it?
Yeah, swing it. All right. Hello, everybody. Just real quick, I'm not going to take too much of your time. This is what I would like. See this poncho and this outfit? I want you guys to. There's a lot of great artists out there. I would like my portrait done.
That would be great.
I can be holding like a tortoise.
A tortoise.
Like this.
I want to see this. Smay, you got to do the. You got to do the.
Oh,
the thing from Raya the Last Dragon. There you go. Respect.
Oh my
That's
great.
all I would like. Thank you.
We need to see that on the r/Jedi Knights subreddit, which you should go and follow, r/JEBBIKNIGHTS. I think I got that right.
Yeah, when you do it, tweet it at me.
Tweet it at ThickieSmay. I think we have a lower third for that. Oh, goodness.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What?
was the request? Just we're doing things now. We're having like people draw us on the middle of the stream. It's fun. All right. Liberty Above All just joined as a Jedi Padawan.
Ooh, thank you, Liberty.
Welcome, Liberty Above All. Nathan Hines said, "Love you guys. God bless. Can I get some TA on Adam? Up 25%.
What do you think, Tim? Do we have time?
If we have time.
If we have time at the end, we might be able to.
We're still in a good spot because I think we only have Cardano, maybe a couple, like 1 or 2 articles to talk about. But
Yeah,
maybe
true. We might have time.
We might do that. Jeff Farmer said, "Jeb, first time you were on Around the Blockchain, I knew I had to start watching you, and I have been here ever since. Any suggestions for an online wallet? I don't want a Ledger wallet because I'll lose it."
I would. Okay, well, online wallet. You're not talking about a hardware wallet. You're talking about an online wallet. And I assume you're not talking about a desktop wallet, because if you are talking about a desktop wallet, then Exodus is hands down the best wallet that you'll ever use on desktop. I've used it for the last 4 years that I've been in cryptocurrency. Frankly, if you want an online wallet where somebody is doing the custody for you, custody just means that they're holding it and making sure it doesn't get stolen. I got to be honest, I think Coinbase is probably the best one. Coinbase has... and by the way, I'm not affiliated with Coinbase. It's just who we use. Coinbase does sometimes have reports of weird customer service stuff. They're the best that I know of. I think that the best thing that you can do, I know that you don't want to get a ledger, but I think the best thing that you can do, and what we do, is we have a safe with ledgers in them that's bolted into the foundation somewhere. And I'm not going to tell you where, because that would be stupid. But that's what we do. And just because, you know, I don't trust, I trust Coinbase, don't put it that way, but I trust my funds with me more.
Yourself, yeah.
I trust myself more, put it that way.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did Ben really say that he wanted to be on Between Two Coins? Did you see that chat? Did he mention that?
Did he say that?
Did he say that?
Can we get
Wait,
a confirmation of that in chat with a link?
Who?
People said it.
Wait.
There's no way.
There's no way.
I don't know.
If he did, we'll have him on. Or they'll have him on. It's
I
not
would
my
no.
show.
We would love to have Ben on.
Low key,
we actually have a great idea for. We actually, part of the show we have been planning around
Is getting
how
Ben
to
on.
get other YouTubers, and our top target is get Ben on there.
Yep.
Because as the show is called Between Two Coins, kind of similar to Between Two Ferns, we might have a new segment idea
Boom.
that would love to have Ben on there
There you go.
if he would agree to it. So
Yeah, no, they've been wanting to
let's
get Ben
get back to
on.
super chats and move forward. Liberty Above All said CT2A has been fantastic. Had to join your perk program today. I got my dad into ADA at the right point in the dip thanks to my training in CT2A. Can't recommend it more. Yeah, that's awesome. Similar to Greg. Yeah.
Yeah. He said, no, there's a bunch of people confirming it in the chat. We just
He said he wants to be on.
There's like 20 people saying that he did. They said
Did he
it was on
come in
ATB last
where
night.
did he say it?
That's why I'm asking. I think they said it was on ATB.
He said on ATB he wanted to be on the show Between Two Coins.
Let's go.
That has like a grand total of
Like 5 viewers. You guys are moving up in the world. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
That's
gosh. Well,
hilarious.
this weekend will be really good. It's going to overlap the Virginia Tech game, which I'm heartbroken about. So that's going to be
All
interesting.
right. Well, shoot him an email,
But-
Tim. You have it.
Well, let's not do this weekend because I'll be distracted during the whole show.
Oh, that's
but,
true. That's true.
in the future, I would love to have been on. And any other YouTubers out there, reach
Yeah.
out to us. Reach out to us.
Ben, if you're watching right now, you're not ready for what's gonna come if you come on Between Two Ferns. I just gotta let you know. If you've ever seen Between Two Ferns, you should be ready. You should be ready. Get ready.
That's hilarious. That is so funny.
All right. That was a long thing away. That's awesome. Edward Hess donated again, said, any chance we could get a tutorial on using a wallet?
Yeah, actually, we have some of those coming out in the next several months. We have a lot of that stuff planned coming out in the future. Nothing soon, but in the future, we are planning on that.
Yeah. Jason Clark said, is OpenSea.io an okay place to buy NFTs, and how do I know which NFTs to invest and or trade? Also had my highest daily P&L yesterday. Thank you to CT2A.
Shout out to you, man. Good job on that. So here's the thing. I am just now starting to dabble in NFTs. I have not waded too far into that, so I can't give you any good advice on that. But shout out to you for that record day on your P&L. Good job for you, my friend. We do want to be diving in more into NFTs in the future, and we are going to be doing that. But at the moment, I would be irresponsible to give you any advice on that one.
Stephen White said, when Bitcoin reaches its peak, will altcoins pump after Bitcoin starts a downtrend, or will they all drop at the same time?
The altcoins will probably be out of sync with Bitcoin. I've seen it happen many times. We watched Bitcoin rally all the way up to $20,000 at the end of 2017, and then the altcoins were about a month and a half behind. If you look on the chart, then Bitcoin hit all-time high on December 16th, 17th, something like that, around 20,000. And then Ethereum and many of the altcoins hit their all-time high in mid-January, around January the 20th. They were a full month behind. I think if Bitcoin does kick off a massive rally, then we'll probably see the same thing. In this case, however, we're probably going to see that the altcoins are going to be leading instead of Bitcoin. We're already seeing the altcoins do that with Ethereum and Cardano and Solana and Polkadot and Atom and all these different cryptocurrencies moonshotting at the moment.
Samuel Silva said, when do you think the bear market starts?
2,500. I think it's going to be 500 years from now. No, I'm kidding. I think it's probably going to be at least 12 months from now, guys. I think Bitcoin is more than likely going to be rallying all the way up to $100,000 or close to it by the end of the year, and it's probably going to continue that into the next year. At some point, there will be a bear market, of course. Yeah. I don't think it's going to start until next year, though.
He finished up by saying, I got 100,000 ready and want to go in on a decent time.
There you go. Look, if you're planning on holding that $100,000 worth of crypto, I assume it's in a fiat asset right now or a stable coin. If you're looking to invest that for the long run, I would be very careful about trying to time the market, because I doubt that any bear market is going to drop us lower than where we are right now. There is an opportunity, potentially, that Bitcoin could go back down to 35,000, 40,000. I don't think it's at all likely, but it is possible. If you're planning on holding crypto for the long run, now's as good a time as any, in my humble opinion.
Nicholas Alkvist, I think. Isn't a diamond pattern also a half staff pattern?
That is a pattern that I have heard of, but I have not done a lot of research on. So I will do some more research on that. Okay. So yeah. Wait a second. Wait, hang on a second. Yep. I know what he's talking about. He's just talking. No, okay. I've never heard it called that, is what it is. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about a continuation pattern of a symmetrical triangle pattern, because once it plays out, then it looks like the flag is at half staff. Yes, it can be, because because what you're talking about there is the same thing with the symmetrical triangle pattern. That's what we were talking about earlier. A diamond pattern can either be a topping formation, or if you pay attention to the symmetrical triangle pattern, then you think it's going to break to the upside. Then you have a bit of this dichotomy where you really need to choose, are you going to break bullish or bearish? That's what we're talking about here. I think that Bitcoin is going to continue rallying to the upside against what the diamond pattern here is saying, but of course we want to pay attention to all sides of it. So
okay, we're going to get a couple more of these. We got a lot of super chats today.
We have a lot of super chats.
Well, let's do some Cardano, and then we'll finish the stream up with the rest of the super chats. Thank you guys so much for those. It's just, there's a lot. This is a heavy day.
Yeah.
Muhammad Badway said, Badaway, I don't, thoughts on Circus? Looks 100x gem similar to HNT.
I have not done any research on that one.
I have an answer for you, man. I'm sorry. Edward Hess just joined the Jedi Grand Masters.
Let's go, Edward.
Another name for the HODL Trophy.
Another name for the HODL Trophy. Thank you very much, Edward.
Tommy Wells said, started with crypto in January. I see all this adoption happening. I feel like I'm too late for the news-breaking gains. Thoughts? Thank you, and God bless.
So when I got into Bitcoin, I thought the same thing, because Bitcoin had just undergone, let me measure it really quickly. Don't show the chart just because I want to keep it all suspenseful and storytelling and whatnot. I thought I was too late, because when I got in, Bitcoin had just undergone a 1,200% rally. And I thought, oh my gosh, a 1,200% rally, there's no way that I will ever be able to repeat that. Well, ever since I got into crypto, Bitcoin has rallied by another 1,400%. I thought the same thing when I got into crypto over 4 years ago now, and what I realized is there is no point in worrying about what you missed out on. There is only a point in investing in yourself so that you can make the most of future investments. And the good news is for you, there is so much money to be made in cryptocurrency. It's not even funny. The amount of money to be made in cryptocurrency is not going to be your bottleneck. The bottleneck is not going to be what altcoins you're able to invest in or getting 100x return. The bottleneck, I guarantee you from all of my experience in crypto, is going to be your education around cryptocurrency, your experience and your work ethic. And that's why we come here every single day to teach you guys about cryptocurrency. And by the way, that's also why we have the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, where we teach you guys everything that we know about technical analysis. You can find that with the link in the description box down below.
we have two messages right in a row, and we'll read these, and then we'll go back to Cardano.
Cool.
But it kind of, I think, explains the Ben thing. So Charismatic, or Kelly, said, Ben thought the between two coins is you two argue over two different coin picks, which is an interesting concept. We could do that as a segment.
That's a good idea.
Did he even know that it's
Exactly.
me and Tim show? Or do you think it's
Yeah, Corey even confirmed. He gave a donation. Said Ben did say yesterday, LOL. He said he'd love to. He also said he'd love to debate too. So I clearly Ben hasn't watched the show. He's just heard about it.
Yeah.
So
which means it's out
kudos
there.
for spreading the
which
news.
means the word's getting out.
The word though did not spread about what the show is, which we know. Again, we could have a chaotic. We could literally debate Ben, but just do nothing but absolute nonsense arguments against his arguments, which would be consistent with the concept of the show.
Oh god.
Let us know in chat what you would like to see there. But also,
hilarious.
we're gonna grow that show. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be huge, and Ben is gonna be on it eventually,
Huge.
one way or the other, whether
gonna
he
be
wants
great.
to or not. But let's go, Jeb. Let's jump back and do some TA on Cardano.
Let's do it, guys. So Cardano is boring. I'm sorry, but it's just true. Cardano isn't doing anything. But over the last couple of months, it has. Cardano rallied all the way from $1 to where it sits now at $2.82. Looking on the daily chart, one of the first things that you're going to notice is, oh, look, a bearish MACD cross is coming in. Why? Because Cardano rallied way too far, and exactly as we told you guys, it needed to press pause. Now, I said the other week, about a week and a half ago, look, Cardano might go to 320, 330, but at some point here, it is going to stop and it is going to have a correction. And by the way, when we say correction, correction doesn't necessarily mean down. Correction can mean sideways. Correction just means you are not rallying anymore and you are consolidating or pulling back. Right now, Cardano is in a symmetrical triangle, well, I guess you could argue that it's a symmetrical triangle pattern.
Combination of both.
It's a little bit of both. It's close enough to call it an ascending, but it could be considered both. It's in a pattern that has going to be acting as a continuation pattern. The market is moving to the upside into this pattern, and we would most likely expect that this market is going to continue breaking to the upside out of this pattern. Cardano hit an all-time high just below $3, and while we don't have a Fibonacci golden pocket above Cardano like we do on Bitcoin and Ethereum, we do have the big even of $3, and we also do have the question of where is Cardano going to get the billions of dollars it needs to continue this rally after it's already just brought $50-odd billion into its market when its product isn't even launched yet. How far can you go based off of hype and promises? Again, I've said this 10 times in the last month and a half. I love Cardano. I think it is a great project. I think those promises are going to be delivered on. I think September 12th, things are going to go well. I think Alonso is going to launch, and I think Cardano is going to moonshot when it does. However, until that happens, we are still investing in Cardano on a promise, and that is simply a fact. That is not an attack against Cardano. Every project has to go through its construction phase. That's fine, but if you are an investor in Cardano, or a trader, in Cardano, you need to understand that for it to continue a rally after it's already gone up 200% and added $55 billion in market capitalization, that money has to come from somewhere. Right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum are being anemic, and they're having a very hard time rallying. Where is Cardano going to get that funding from? It could. I'm not saying it can't. There's a lot of institutions right now that are not in on Cardano that want to be in on Cardano because they see the value of Bitcoin, they see the value of Ethereum, and they know that Cardano is a very strong contender for that number 3 spot, which it currently holds. However, for Cardano to continue that rally, it's got to find a new source of funding because as much as I love the ADA gang, I don't think has tens of billions more dollars to pump into it. I could be wrong. Tim, what do you think? Do you think it can continue higher from here, or do we need to wait until September the 12th before it can break up to the upside?
Well, the thing is, I think it can. And I think the reason why is because there is a lot of hype, and I think there is a lot of action. Again, as we said yesterday, I wouldn't say this is a great buying opportunity. It doesn't mean it's not at all.
I think I should have said will it rather than can it, because I definitely agree it can.
Something that I think is interesting, and this is what I found in the TA that I did this morning. When I looked at the Bollinger Bands, now granted, we have not seen the Bollinger Bands get this restricted and have such little volatility on the 4-hourly chart
in a long time.
But just so you guys know, for the last couple of weeks, Cardano has been riding the top of the Bollinger Bands, being overextended. But every single time it decides to come back down to earth and then maybe test the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, we see a massive upward price action. Mm-hmm. We just saw that. So I think that's an interesting concept for Cardano, that potentially we're going to see a rally based So I think there's I don't even know if it's right now, but there's still excitement. We had this massive kick up of excitement happen. What was the date that news was released? Early August.
Early August. 2.5, 3
I don't
weeks
remember the
ago.
exact date.
Went along.
Early August.
It was announced while we were on stream, actually.
So we had a week and a half, 2 weeks of massive price movement, and then it just stalled out a little bit.
It's interesting you bring up the Bollinger Bands because the Bollinger Bands are so important for an exploding market like this, and not for the reason that you might think. You might look at the Bollinger Bands and you might think, oh, well, the Bollinger Bands are so important because if the market's riding the outside of the Bollinger Bands, then it's going to correct. True, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm getting at here is that the Bollinger Bands constricting in the way that they are right now on the 4-hourly chart is the death angel for a massive rally like Cardano is in. Why? Because you are seeing when Cardano rallies like this, dominoes fall. What happens when you have 100 dominoes lined up and you pull 3 of them out? The dominoes stop falling because the momentum can't continue because you stopped. You put a pause. That momentum has to restart from scratch. Right now, that's what we're seeing happen on Cardano. The dominoes were falling. We were rallying very quickly, but now it's going through this correction that it needed. But it has been watching its Bollinger Bands lose all of their volatility. We can see that the Bollinger Bands are more constricted right now on Cardano than they have been in a very long time. In fact, probably ever since the 31st of July, they have not been this constricted. And like I said, the Bollinger Bands constricting like this is very, very anemic and bad for the rally because when you had momentum, was the time to massively continue it. Cardano did not rally slowly and healthily based on fundamentals. Cardano rallied on hype. And hype acts a lot more like dominoes. Now, you know, if you're moving to the upside based on strong fundamentals, you're moving like a freight train. It's a lot harder to stop a freight train because it has so much momentum. If you pull some rails out, that freight train is going to continue. It's not just going to stop. It might derail, but it's going to continue. If you pull some out of if you pull 3 dominoes out of a line, they're going to stop. But Cardano was acting a lot more like dominoes falling than a freight train like Bitcoin was acting like back in 2016 and 17, where it was unstoppable. Cardano is very easy to stop because it's built on hype, and hype is fickle. It doesn't have the ability to maintain momentum in the same way that that train does. So I'm concerned about the rally continuing on Cardano.
On the just so you know, on the daily chart, we still, you know, we're not back down to the 20, so that's the midpoint of the Bollinger Bands. We're not back down to the 20 EMA. However, you know, we are at a good, healthy spot in the Bollinger Bands.
20 SMA in the Bollinger Bands.
20 SMA, my bad. You know, misspoke. The good news, though, is that there's not, with Cardano, there's not overly bullish sentiment, but there's also not overly bearish sentiment. It goes right back into that concept of, I don't think this is the right time. I think you want to wait and see what happens before you buy or sell. I don't think it's right for either one of those. And that's, we're seeing the volume go down. That kind of even echoing that sentiment of like, hey, there's other people agree. The bears and the bulls agree. Like, hey, let's just sit and wait and see on Cardano. What I will give, and this is not a technical analysis equation, this is simply a fundamental equation you have to hold in, is the Cardano community is some of the most loyal, most exciting community.
For good reason.
XRP community, I will give you guys props too. If anyone in chat is part of the XRP army, you guys are amazing. You know, you guys, your vigor and your excitement about your project, top notch.
Yep.
Cardano, if they haven't passed you already, is right behind you. And yeah, that's it. Like I just think that there is this kind of feel of like Cardano's not done.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so here's the thing. A lot of people might be misunderstanding what I'm saying about Cardano. I love Cardano. I think Cardano is a great project. I'm not underestimating Cardano in the slightest. I think that Cardano has a fantastic future for many reasons. For example, it has a limited supply, unlike Ethereum. Right now, Ethereum is going through a supply shock because it's had its supply increase slowed down so much by the EIP 1559 fee burning. But Cardano already had a limited supply, and it already had a relatively slow inflation rate. Cardano, because of that and because of the smart contracts that are going to be launching on September the 12th, has a very, very bright future. Everything I'm saying is not a knock against the long-term longevity of Cardano. I think Cardano is going to be at $10 in the next 18 months, probably more realistically in the next 12 months, maybe even earlier than that.
Yeah.
But the point here is for the next week. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it might move, and I think it's moved sideways because at best, this is when we're looking at formations on Cardano. So this is TA. An argument could say we're in a ascending triangle. Which
Absolutely,
is bullish.
we are.
Another argument could be we're in a symmetrical triangle, which is also bullish.
Absolutely true.
So while we might be boring, I agree with you. Next week, boring Cardano. While Ethereum moves a little bit, maybe even Bitcoin moves a little bit.
Yep.
You know, we talked about that a little bit. I think it's Cardano's chance to sit still for a second before rally.
Yep.
I still think the best selling opportunity, take profit opportunity, is not right now. It's going to be somewhere around September 11th, September 12th.
Somewhere around there. I don't know if it'll be right before it or right after it. Sometime around there, you're probably right. Yeah.
I think there's going to be a decent spike above $3 before that date.
I think you're probably right. Yeah. That would be the week. That'd be the week after next. So be looking for that. I think this week is going to be pretty boring on Cardano, but I think that we're going to see that change as Alonso comes. And by the way, if the crypto market is still acting as boring as it is right now when Alonso comes around, Alonso is going to light a fire on rocket fuel, and it's going to go crazy because Cardano is probably going to either moonshot or crash. It's really hard to tell which one, but there's going to be volatility. That much we can be pretty sure of. And when that happens, it's going to kickstart some stuff in the rest of the cryptocurrency market that will hopefully make this market quite a bit more interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
Let's do some super chats.
Let's do it.
We have time. Let's sneak in some Solana real quick. I know did we look at the Solana real quick?
We didn't because I'm doing a video on it this afternoon.
Oh, that's true. But we'll take just a quick sneak peek before that video if we have time. We had a message retracted by Rationalist Yoda, so don't know what that said.
By the way, guys, while we're reading these super chats, smash that like button. We have 3,300 people watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know we can hit 1,500 likes. If you want to be subscribed to the fastest growing cryptocurrency technical analysis channel on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free.
Dennis Merley Jack. I don't know. Merle Jack.
You tried.
Thoughts on VeChain this cycle?
Thoughts on VeChain this cycle? I haven't done any technical analysis on VeChain in the last little bit. However,
I would say bullish.
I think it's going to be bullish.
I think it's good.
And the reason is because its fundamentals are really good.
Yeah.
I love VeChain as a project. Actually, I take that back. I think I am invested a little bit in VeChain. I think I have some of it over on Coinbase.
No, okay.
I think it's a good project.
You don't even have to draw anything. Just click in VeChain to US dollar.
Yep, let's look at it.
The easiest symmetrical triangle pattern to spot I have ever seen, I think. Which looks like on the 4-hourly chart.
Oh gosh,
it looks like just a bull pennant on a flag.
Well, actually, yeah, this one's weird actually because it could either be drawn as a symmetrical or as a descending. There's two arguments to be made here.
You think that's a descending triangle?
I think
okay. I guess I see what you're saying.
It's technically both. It's actually just both, which is interesting. This is what we call the dissonance of technical analysis, when you have a descending triangle pattern calling for a down movement, but a symmetrical triangle pattern and a descending triangle pattern is still a continuation pattern, so a descending triangle pattern calling for the upside. There's two things calling upside, one thing calling downside. What do you do in that case? I think it's still very bullish. However, you do need to take into account that both of those are there.
Gotcha. I think that's a symmetrical triangle pattern, but
I think it's it is. It's just both.
All right. Aussie Todd said, "Can confirm the crypto Ben is keeping as." Okay, I'm gonna read this before I. All right. Aussie Todd, I'm trying to read this, but I want to make sure I'm not reading. I've read things before where I was actually said disrespectful things to people, so I want to make sure I don't say it. I think either way, he's saying he would love to have Ben on the show. I don't know if I'm going to read the comment. I'm going to say he'd love to have Aussie Todd. We love you, but I also don't want to say anything insulting to anybody.
Would love to have Ben on the show.
Yeah, I would love to have Ben on the show. Pretty much he's saying I'd love to have Ben there too, but he's saying it for a different reason than maybe other people would like.
I see.
Rationalist Yoda said, "Do you guys know anything about multivac?"
Nope.
No. And to be fair, Aussie Todd didn't say anything profane or anything. He just probably not the biggest Ben fan.
Gotcha. Okay.
Simon Hetherington said, "Hey guys, great show as always. Is there a way to get in touch directly about an NFT project I'm running to help disabled artists, Graph Giraffe Gang?"
Yeah, shoot us an email, support@cryptojeb.com.
Yeah, and then specifically, I would say, could you forward me to the graphic designer?
Yeah.
We have a graphic designer on team that probably is going to be your best bet to work with you. But yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure. I want to read to make sure I'm not just misreading his comment, because if it's, yeah, no, he's not a Ben fan. I'm not going to read that. Charismatic or Kelly said, "What time does Solana news drop today? Any ideas? Thanks."
We're going to be looking into that in this afternoon's video.
Yes. So if he's asking what time the video drops, it's going to be dropping at 2:30, right?
The video's going to be dropping at 2:30.
Video dropped at 2:30.
Yes, sir.
VJ Park 5 said, "Thoughts on Storm X?"
Not familiar with it.
No, that one is. Sorry. Matt C said, "Membership is going fast. We are going to need an annual members meeting." That's probably.
That's a good idea.
That's actually a great idea.
That's a really good idea. We'll set up a 12-step program for you guys. It's going to be great.
That's awesome. Let's see here. We got one from Mr. Smurfington.
I don't think you caught that, Tim.
No, I'm reading.
Okay.
Mr. Smurfington said, Jeb, great show. Please bring on the crypto lifer.
I actually was talking to him yesterday. I know. Yeah, I was. Where did he sent us an email?
Someone commented too the other day saying
The crypto lifer. Was I talking to him? I think I was talking to him on Twitter. I've been working like 12 hours a day for the last 3 days. Yeah. So I completely forgot where I was talking to him, but I was talking to him somewhere.
Let's see. Me Universe said, I am a mod on the BBC and have been bugging him to go on 2 coins after you asked us to last week. And yes, yesterday we got him to agree.
Wait, on the BBC? Is that what he said?
BitBoy channel.
Oh, BitBoy Crypto.
BitBoy Crypto.
I thought I was talking about the British Broadcasting Company.
No,
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that Ben has no idea what he's getting himself into.
Go annoy every crypto. Listen to me. Eyes up. Go annoy every single crypto YouTuber. Spam their comments.
Oh my gosh.
So that they can go on Between Two Coins. The best crypto show in all the interwebs. Even more than this one right here. Just saying.
Blake Boggs said if Bitcoin over Ethereum pumps hard, or not over, sorry, Bitcoin or Ethereum pump hard soon, ADA would shoot past 3.
Probably. If there was a big rally is he saying in Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Yeah.
If there's a big rally in Bitcoin or Ethereum, then they probably will see a pretty big pump in Cardano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ivan Cortez says just be patient, I think, with ADA. It did a good rally. Also, keep sending messages and emails about the motion design interest. Thanks for the content.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, no, we need to... Can you check on that after the stream, Tim? Because I definitely want to see that. Is that something... Did you send that to... I think they sent that email to supportcryptojeb.com.
I'll check. That's not something that's forwarded to me or anything. So
yeah, I haven't seen anything on that, so we'll check on that.
Small Town Fella said, some YouTubers pitching Gartley pattern, taking us to 12,000 Bitcoin before they're resuming the bull run. What are your thoughts?
Say again?
Some YouTubers are pitching Gartley pattern, Gartley. I think I'm pronouncing that right. To take us to 12,000 Bitcoin before resuming the bull run.
I see this. I haven't done a lot of technical analysis on Gartley patterns before. I forgot what it was for a second because it's been literally 3 years since I've looked at one of these. I will look into this, and if it's something interesting, I'll make a dedicated video on it because I want to keep making dedicated videos on different patterns. I will look into this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Greg Gresick just gave $2.
Thank you, Greg.
Come on,
wonder
Greg.
who that guy is.
Yeah. Captain Grinch said, what about Hex? Also, you guys are great.
No comment.
Yeah, just don't really follow Hex. Cypher5601 said, what about XLM, MoneyGram, or USDC?
XLM, MoneyGram, or USDC? USDC, I think, is a good stable coin. MoneyGram, I'm not very familiar with. XLM, I think, is a good project, but it's
Wasn't it kind of...
It's very similar to XRP.
Well, I would say, wasn't it making a lot of success based off of XRP's downfall, and
yes.
now we're seeing XRP potentially coming back?
Exactly, yeah.
So
that's something to keep in mind.
Jason Clark said, when you say SMA, it just sounds like you have an accent slowly saying Smay's name. SMA.
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 SMA. You know what's funny?
I see what you did there.
You know, the Aegean Sea, the sea between Italy and Greece, can be spelled A, letter G, letter N, letter C. A-G-N-C. Boom. Crickets again.
Gormaroth says, it seems like you're fairly confident that ADA won't continue. Would it be crazy to dump all for a lot more when it corrects after September 12th?
I wouldn't do that. What I'm saying is that I'm not fairly confident that ADA won't continue. I'm fairly confident that ADA won't continue in the next 5 days. I'm almost certain it's going to have a giant rally after that, though.
All right, so I'm going to go back and read Ozzy Todd's because he says here, no, I love Ben. It's a running joke on his channel about his height. He's in on it. Okay, so I'm going to go back and read what Ozzy Todd said before. Again, it was, so if Ben's good with it, then...
I was going to say, I've seen Ozzy Todd over on Ben's channel.
He said, can't confirm Crypto Midget Ben is keen on Fudge to coming on your show. Make sure to make him look stupid, otherwise it's no fun. Love you guys. If Ben likes that, and to be fair, just to confirm, Ozzy Todd, that is the segment we would do, is we would bring on YouTubers to be ridiculous and try to make them look stupid.
Yes, that's the point.
That's the
point.
No, not make them look stupid.
Not stupid, but just make fun of the most ridiculous things about them.
Yes.
And yeah, that would be the play. So again, if we can get Ben, if Ben agrees to it, and I feel like Ben would play with
Ben,
it. I feel like Ben would be a fan. of that.
One of the jokes should be like, Ben, you look like Tim in 15 years.
Yeah, we have the reason we said Ben was when Samay and I were kind of birthing that idea. Ben was the first person that came to mind about questions we could ask him, lead him different places, and yeah. So I would love
really
that Ben
funny.
there. Anyway, so Kelly donated again. Said no, wait. Oh no, he said what time Solana ignition news drop, not the TA video.
Oh, the ignition news. So I need to look into that still.
don't know
That's
if I
part
know
of the
the time
planning
on
I'm
that
going to be
one.
doing for that video.
Gosh, we have so many, man. Crypto Lifer. So here he is.
There
Love
he is.
y'all. Crypto
Hey,
Lifer
bud.
wants to be on. Man, I don't know when and how, but we will get that set up. I know, Samay, we're having a problem at the moment getting people on the live show, right?
It might be solved today.
We
Good.
might have that solved today.
I want to bring people on the live show.
That's what we've been wanting to do that for a while. There's just with the way we're hooked up and
We're
everything.
rebuilding our production right now because we moved into a new office.
Colton Dunn, and I'm sorry guys, we're not gonna be able to do any Solana or anything else. We're gonna read the super chats and probably have to close out. Colton Dunn said, "Big fan, would love it if you check out the Glue Factories NFT. It's a fun project that me and some SNL writers are working on. Take care."
SNL writers. Okay.
Wow,
Okay, cool.
that's pretty cool. I'll make a note of that one.
Dang.
We'll check it out. Miles Moore just gave $5.
Thank you, Miles.
Thank you, Miles. Abbas says, "Oh no, he gave a thank
It's
you
a thank you sticker.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
I'm just reading the chat that was copy and pasted. So that's,
Yep.
Ben Freeman said, "Would love to see a video on how to draw fib retracement levels on the chart."
We have a video on that in the
Yeah,
Cryptocurrency
yeah.
Technical Analysis Academy.
Yep, that's
which
where
you
I
can-
learned about it. I'm not an
sir.
expert on that one. That's one I'm still growing in my fib retracement. But the beginning of that and teaching that is all in CT2A. It
You
comes with
just,
practice.
you just fib it.
You fib it.
It's just a
okay.
fib. Yeah, that's how
Man,
you do
you
it.
are feeling like punny.
I'm feeling very punny today.
and weird today.
It's you know why? It's because I was looking at I was actually looking at some of Ben's really old videos with a bunch of dad jokes in them.
Gosh.
So I've got dad jokes on the mind right now.
One more just came in from Caldernster. Heard the Crypto Lifer is coming on soon. Fun.
I'd love to have him on. Go subscribe to his
No,
channel.
and he won't be the only one. We'll get a lot of people on.
I want to
here.
bring so many people on.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
I'd love to have Kelly on here.
That'd be great.
We can get Greg come on here.
Yes, sir.
Every time we talk about Cardano.
Yes, sir.
Bring him up some St. Pete.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Abso-freaking-lutely, guys. Words. That is going to be coming in the next several weeks. Hopefully, I'm really looking forward to that, but I'm also really looking forward to seeing you guys in this afternoon's video because we are going to be talking about Solana, both technically and fundamentally. We got a lot to cover over there, so you're not going to want to miss that content. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed today's content. We got a lot of new stuff coming for you in the next couple of days. This whole set is in the process of being built. We got a lot of new things coming here with the way that this is going to look. We got new content. We have new stream ideas. We have new show ideas. As I said yesterday, drop a 1 in chat if you'd like to see Tim start doing his own daily video the same way I do. I think it'd be really cool to see his perspective on some things because I know you guys are really enjoying his perspective. One person even said earlier in chat, Tim, that you should take over the show and be the host,
Well,
and then
just
you
so
should
you guys know,
just lead it.
so we hadn't done this in a while. I used to lead some, and then I stopped because I was just busyness of things. But once a month, Jeb is out. Jeb has a massive planning meeting once a month, the second Wednesday of every month.
Second Wednesday.
Which is coming up here in 2 weeks.
Yep.
I will be.
He will be
hosting
leading
the
that.
show.
It's actually
And we'll
next
probably have
week.
some people call. It's next week.
It's next week because tomorrow's the 1st.
So
next
it's like
Wednesday.
a week in 1 week.
In 1 week
day-
from
and a day.
tomorrow. Yep.
I will be hosting the show, so we'll see how that goes. That's
There
gonna be
you
fun.
go. It's going to be good.
What I do want to say before, make sure you guys have your checklist. Before you leave this stream, have you liked it? Have you hit that subscribe button? Have you hit the bell button?
Have you thanked our
Have you
members?
thought about any friends that you could share this video with? Make
Indeed.
sure you do that. If you want to be a part of this community and join that membership program, check it out. There's some great perks on there. We got merchandise.
We got merch
that you
coming
guys can
very
get.
soon.
So
Yep.
make sure you're looking at, I think by the end of this week is when we're expecting to have that.
I believe so,
But
yep.
there's going to be deals for everyone who's a member.
Yep.
Make sure you go check out our social media platforms. So we have a Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have TikTok. We're doing everything on there daily.
Yep.
And that's just another platform for us to be able to reach out and give some things. I think even we have plans in the future to give some like quick sound bites on those platforms.
Yep.
Like, hey guys, by the way, the Lux Algo symbol just flashed.
Yes, we're going to start doing those signals.
Speaking as Lux Algo, if you do not have that for a trading platform,
You need it.
Get that today. Look at the reviews. Just listen in chat. Go back and watch the amount of people who make back their money like almost the first day.
Drop
they
a
trade with it.
7 in chat if you have joined Lux Algo and you've made back your money within a week. Just drop a 7. It is an incredible indicator.
Yeah, but that's all I have for you guys.
Yep.
Like I said, that's your checklist for the day. Make sure you look at all those things. With that being said, Jeb,
Boom sauce.
Close
Guys,
out.
if you enjoyed today's show, smash that like button. I want to thank our members also because you guys help to support this channel. And also, by the way, we are thinking about making a Discord server for our members. And then we would also let our members be the ones that would moderate it and run it and everything. We'd be in charge of it, but we're thinking about that. Drop a 10 in chat if you'd like to see a members-only Discord server. I would really, really look forward to that. I'd be able to jump in there and talk with you guys a lot and play games with y'all and answer questions, do Q&As. All of that is going to be really fun. We got a lot of new stuff coming, and we cannot wait. But that's all we got for today's stream, guys. Before we go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.